Our offense still looks slow. OB made some bad decisions during the game, and Deshaun Watson gets some blame as well. There's a whole lot to break down. Cue the intro. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, Harley Dugan. 33-16 was the final score Sunday with the Texans and the Ravens. And overall, the Texans looked improved, mostly on the defensive side of the ball, which we're going to start with Mr. J.J. Watt had two sacks for J.J. Watt, a bad pass. It's so good to see him looking back to what he was again. Now, we're not going to get him fully, but he looked really good nonetheless against Lamar Jackson. The Texans defense did not look worried about a dual threat quarterback. So another thing I want to talk about is the snap count between Jacob Martin, Milk Carton Merck, and B-Scar. Brandon Scarlett had a 63% snaps, Milk Carton Merck 77%. And you got Jacob Martin, who has been dominant for you from week 1. Week 2, he did a few similar things. Only 37% snaps on the field. I can't have that happening. He looked really good against run defense. One of the biggest things and question marks for him was, can he stop the run? He went and stopped the run, finger wag. I don't know if that was for the running back or for the Texans coaching staff, because he needs to be out on the field. I'm sorry. Milk Carton Merck, he needs to either get in or get out. They have to get rid of him. I'm sorry. Either trade him, cut him. I'm so tired of Milk Carton Merck, because the last time I saw him, he robbed a bank in Houston for $54 million. That's the last I ever saw of him. Next thing I want to get to is Anthony Weaver. He deserves all the credit in the world. We basically ran this defense back without DJ Reader, and Anthony Weaver has made a drastic improvement from week 1 to week 2. Lot better tackling. You saw a collective 11 effort. They were not scared of a dual threat quarterback in Lamar Jackson. They just did not look scared. They played better. They really looked faster. They were making solid tackles. I saw some great play from Justin Reed. Zach Cunningham had a really good game playing on Lamar Jackson as well. JJ, of course. Like I said earlier, PJ Hall. The defense looks like it's going to be somewhere between the top 15 range, possibly at 15. And again, that's a drastic improvement. From what we saw week 1 to week 2, that is really, really good. Hats off to Anthony Weaver, because this offense is not doing you no favors, Mr. Anthony Weaver. No favors whatsoever. The offense looks horrible. It is atrocious. It is too predictable. The offense is, I don't know what else to say about it. D4 deserves some blame. He held onto the ball a little too long at times. There was moments where he needed to get rid of it, whether just throwing it away or just making the incomplete pass. Live to see another day, because the last thing I want to see is D4 get hurt. Because if he gets hurt, there's another excuse for Mr. O'Brien. Next thing is Bill O'Brien's bad decision making. So I want to get to Randall Cobb, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. So after the game at the press conference, Randall Cobb said that the Texans ran a similar play from 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. So if you look at it, Randall Cobb said, that they were going to run the ball on 4th and 1. 4th and 1 was basically that pass to, I believe it was Darren Fells, right at his feet, because there was pressure from the Ravens. He said that they were going to run the ball on 4th and 1. Baltimore Ravens ended up calling a timeout. They looked a little flustered and play clock was going down. So call a timeout, get everybody reincorporated, Cool. It's not bad. I didn't mind them going for it on 4th and 1. Well, this is what I get mad at, is Randall Cobb said that they ran a similar play from 3rd down on 4th down. 3rd and 1, you ran that same play, that split zone read to, I believe that time it was to Akins. Didn't work. On 4th and 1, they called a timeout. Instead of what you should have done, probably run the ball, because you tied a lot of draft capital and a lot of money to this offense. You should have ran the ball. No, you do the exact same play, and it gets busted even worse. That is too predictable. If I can sit on my couch, like I've said before, if I can sit on my couch and guess exactly what plays the Houston Texans are going to do, just imagine defensive coordinators that have been in the NFL and associate coaches that have been in the NFL studying offenses for 20 years. They're just laughing on the sidelines because they know exactly what was going to happen. And that's what pisses me off, is you ran the exact same play from 3rd and 1 to 4th and 1. Go take a look at it if you think I'm wrong. Go take a look at it. Second thing I want to get to is I got to highlight Randall Cobb. I got to highlight him. The Marcus Peters interception. That play should not have happened. That play does not happen if Randall Cobb does run his route or sell the route. You have to do one or two things, because all Marcus Peters does, if you look at that play, amazing interception. Not going to discredit it. Amazing. Diving interception. Awesome. Okay, awesome. That's what Marcus Peters does. He's a guy that's an undisciplined cornerback, and he's going to take chances. And all he did was read Deshaun Watson's eyes, saw it was above him, backpedals, intercepts the ball. If you look at 18, number 18 on the play is in the flats. Look at 18 on the play. 18 on the play doesn't do his route. He just stops running, and that's unacceptable. You cannot have that. He stops running. That makes Marcus Peters, who was guarding him, look at him and go, fuck him. I'm going to just play whatever I want to do now. This is what I'm good at. He's good at it because he's an instinctual player. What does he do? Intercepts the ball, reads Deshaun Watson's eyes. Deshaun looks like, I think he was going to Brandon Cooks on the play. Reads the play, backpedals, intercepts it. Beautiful play. If Randall Cobb sells his route, runs his route, then Marcus Peters does one or two things. Because he's an undisciplined cornerback, he does one of two things. He either stays on Randall Cobb or he still backpedals to go to Brandon Cooks. And now what does that make Deshaun Watson do? Now, if he sees Marcus Peters backpedaling, because Cobb is running his route, he's going to have Cobb in the side of his eye. Now he either still throws an interception, which I don't think he does. He throws it to Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb catches the ball and gets, 6, 7, 8 yards out of it at least. You got to have your receivers. They have to run their routes. They have to sell their routes. They have to get separation. You are too damn fast. I have seen this offense. What the Texans have talked about in the offseason was they got faster offensively. They got two halfbacks. I understand Duke Johnson was hurt. They got two halfbacks. If the four receivers are not working, they're going to go to the halfbacks. They're going to go to the tight ends. Did not see any of that in the game. If the Ravens are blitzing you, if a team is heavy blitz, what counteracts that? Screen passes. You didn't see no screen passes from week 1 to week 2. And I thought week 1, you looked really well, really good when you did those screen passes to Brandon Cooks, a few times. I didn't see none of that in this game. Will Fuller, 0. A goose egg in targets. Get him a few screen passes. Get him going. Bubble screens. I don't well, honestly, the Texans don't know what the bubble screen means. I've never seen them run a bubble screen in my life. So scrap that. But they should, the bubble screen, they don't know what a bubble screen is. This offense is too predictable. They are too slow. They have no tempo, and they have no sense of urgency. When you kick a field goal on 4th and 6, you kick a field goal? Are you really freaking kidding me right now? You kicked a field goal. You are still down 10. I believe it was 20-7 at that point. You kicked a field goal, and it was 20-10. You went for it on your own 30. You might as well go for it there. What's the difference? If you scored, hey, you're only down 6 points. I believe it was 20-7. I could be wrong. But you're only down 6 points, if so whatsoever. Even if you weren't down 6, just go for it. You already went for it on your 30. Don't let those little balls squander on you now, O'Brien. You got to get it going. This offense is horrible. D4 has a little bit of blame. He did hold on to the ball a little bit too long. Our offensive line, though. The offensive line, and that's what I'm going to talk about. This offensive line is atrocious. This is the first time you've ever returned all 5 starters from last year, and I forgot how many years. They look horrible. Horrible. I didn't think the offensive line was going to play this bad. I really did believe that we were going to have a better O-line. So everybody, all Texans fans, grab your pitchforks, dust them off, get your torches with your flames, and the hashtag fire Mike Devlin needs to happen right now. We have to get rid of this guy. It is absolutely horrible. I saw Next Gen Stats that Sarah Bishop tweeted out on Twitter. The Texans are 31st in pass block win rates. Last I checked, there was only 32 teams. We were somewhere, I believe, like 37% on pass block win rates. Yes, pass block win rates. So last team is the Dolphins. Last I remember, you got their left tackle from them, and you're second to last. Now, that's no offense to Larry Tunsil. He's done an amazing job, okay? Now, he did get beat a few times in the Ravens game. He didn't have his greatest game, but he's not the problem, okay? It's the other offensive line, whether it's Max Sharping, you put in Senio Clemente. I'm still confused. Apparently, Max Sharping wasn't doing so well in the runs. You know, Nick Martin looked bad last week. He looked a little bit better this week. Zach Fulton, you're going to get what you're going to get out of Fulton. Titus Howard was better-ish. There's a few plays where he really made Matthew Judon look bad, and he really held him into check. But it's just the heavy blitzes. This offense needs to schematically change something on blitzes, because next week you got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in on week 3, and they're a blitz-happy organization. Something has to change for this offense in order for me to gain some confidence in the Texans offense this year. So that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't let the negativity bring y'all down, as we got a lot to fix going into next week, but not as bad as week 1. There was some major improvements from our Houston Texans. But as always, guys, go Rockets, go Astros, go Texans. Y'all have a blessed day.